I'm hanging out at dinner with like family and someone said, hey, I saw a post online that said that direct energy weapons or lasers may have started the fires, I'd say, well, I haven't seen any evidence that's convincing me that that's true. We don't know what started the fires. That's how I'd respond.
Yeah, that's fair.
But imagine someone goes, hey, I heard that lasers started the fire. And I said, that's completely false. They'd be like, oh, how do you know? Because it sounds stupid.
Right.
That's what they're saying. That's what these fact checks and debunks are.
Yep. Right. And it also gets into the epistemological question of we have all the truth.
Yep.
We have all the science, we have all the knowledge, we can know everything under the sun. And it's like, do you not even have a little bit of humility to say that, what if just maybe, just this once, that there was some, I don't know, maybe not even some like giant Dr. Evil kind of like, flying satellite directed energy weapon, but what if it was some kid who was building a project in his house and it went awry? How do you know that didn't happen?
I wonder if USA Today reported on the lasers that Ukraine's using, because they're using lasers to shoot down things.
To shoot down drones.
Right?
Yeah.
So like lasers.
Or how about when
lasers
China laser scanned Hawaii? Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chinese satellites fired lasers to scan the topology of Hawaii, and there's a video of it.
Yeah.
You can watch the video. It's a crazy video.
Yeah. It's crazy. Also, this is taking away from Steve Baker just put out a pretty crazy article at The Blaze about directed energy weapons being used against people in the protest during 2020.
Really?
That Milley was talking about. It took him like 2 years to write this thing. It's crazy.
Whoa.
And they're like energy weapons that could make your blood feel like it's boiling.
Yeah.
Or like the Havana Syndrome stuff.
It's called an active denial system.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the Havana. I will say this about Havana Syndrome, and I know as wild as it sounds, like Eric Prince talked to me offline, and he's like, he's a pretty credible guy. He's in that world. He's like, I know people that there's probably some people who maybe that just be getting a little bit of mass hysteria, but there's other people who have just been in that world and have had stuff happen, and it's associated with this, and something is clearly happening to them. And
you have long-term effects, or is it like a short-term?
Long-term effects.
Stuff is scary.
Yeah, and that is, and then I had other people who reached out who are also in that world and said, because I had some tweet about it, and they were like, no, like there is actually something out there. And by the way, we have stuff too.
You ever hear the story about the guy who stuck his head in a particle accelerator?
No.
Was it Ian?
It was it might have been. So the guy was like doing maintenance on a particle accelerator, and then his head went in the path of the proton. It went right through his skull, but it's a single proton, so like he was seemingly fine, but then it caused weird issues with his brain and how he behaved and how he acted. So
it was Ian.
Imagine if you were able to fire a single particle, no one would be able to see it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't feel it.
Yeah,
but you would start having a mental breakdown. Your
like
brain wouldn't work properly.
Gamma ray.
Yeah.
How would you detect that? How would you CSI that one?
Right.
No, you're not going to do anything.
So we need tinfoil.
But the issue that we're getting at is the mentality of the we know all science worshipers, who, like these types who say we have the ability to have all knowledge at our fingertips, and we know for a fact that this is absolutely not true. And by the way, to be fair, like I'll even be fair, because he's talking about an image, right? So yeah, okay, the image is not true in this case, but we know the mentality that we're getting at because we've all dealt with it, and we've all dealt with those people.
Let me read this for you guys. This is something for you for Sunday or something.
Tim, you got that crazy look in your eye again.
Anatoly Bogorsky, 1978. Was checking on a malfunctioning piece of equipment when the safety mechanisms failed. He was leaning over the machine when the beam hit him, passing through the back of his head, the occipital and temporal lobes of his brain, the left middle ear, and out through the left-hand side of his nose. They say that he survived, completed his PhD, but he had health problems, left side face paralysis, hearing loss in his left ear, seizures. The beam burned a line through his brain, but he didn't experience mental decline. The half of his face that was hit by the beam didn't seem to age.
What?
Which led some speculation the proton beams could prevent wrinkles. The beam was narrowly focused, which may have helped limit the damage to Bogorsky's brain. Most radiation exposure affects the whole body, but in his case, the damage was concentrated to a single area.
Great. Now celebrities are going to beam their faces.
They're going to be in there. Maybe they already
stay
are.
young.
That's what caused the fire. See, we just figured it out. It was celebrities using particle accelerators to
achieve immortality.
To stop the wrinkles. And it's not Botox.
Has anyone seen Brian Johnson?
This is the next thing.
That guy looks like I don't like looking at that.
Ryan
guy.
Johnson from.
Ryan Johnson.
The vampire.
The backwards aging guy.
Oh yes, right.
yeah.
I guess a lot of people hate that guy. I got no beef.
I have no beef. I'm happy for him, but it freaks me out.
I'm excited. Like,
but he is kind of creepy looking.
Transhumanism.
To be fair, like, you know, when he's like, I look younger and everything, I'm like, you don't. You just look kind of weird. But that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to be a mean. He seems like a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like,
No, he does. He does that. Like, I'll give him a lot of credit because he does that. He kind of leans into it. He jokes about it, and
he looks kind of weird.
And that he'll just go back and forth and mix it up on X. And I'll give anybody respect who just does that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I personally I think he looks a little weird.
Considering he's putting himself through this insane like immortality treatment, and it's affected his appearance, I think it's worth pointing out the negative element of that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, personality-wise and everything he's doing, I think is really cool. So he was posting like, why are there so many haters who hate what I'm doing? It's like he's living his life. He's doing what he wants to do. The research is going to be greatly beneficial to humanity. I'm all for it.
Just there's a lot.
Creep me
there's
out.
always
I don't
a lot
think
of
we should be
haters,
promoting
no matter what you
transhumanism.
do.
I mean, I look at what he's doing as more like medical research.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he
doesn't want to die, that seems like beyond.
But nobody like if someone's got a bad heart.
Dying, unfortunately, is part of life.
But is I think I guess the distinction would be between pure transhumanism and biohacking.
Yeah.
Or medicine. Like, imagine going back in time 1,000 years and someone's like their heart's giving out and you said, I can give you a new heart. And they'd be like, this transhumanist nonsense. You can't get a new heart. No, we do it all the time. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.